It's Dylan's KC Barbecue at 4 Valley locations. Our sports bar in Arrowhead is packed with TVs for the ultimate sports fan. Our Wildlife World Zoo location will have you on the edge of your seat, dining right next to our 60,000-gallon shark tank. Dylan's Bayou at Pleasant Harbor has never-ending sunsets, beautiful people, and live music every weekend. And our newest location, Western Trails Ranch, is 12 acres of rodeo fun and live outdoor concerts for the entire family. It's Dylan's KC Barbecue, where we're elite, unique, and memorable.
Welcome to the She's So Right show. Conservative women being led by Christ to stand for what's right.
Meet your hosts, Lindsay Graham, labeled the Patriot Barbie by the leftist mob. She is a proud author and advocate for freedoms and conservative values.
Brandie Barclay is a powerful Christian voice on Faith Talk Radio, the founder of Power Soul, and a certified life coach.
Guys, get ready to say it way more than you're used to.
She's so right.
Starts now.
Freedom fighters. Are you tired of giving your hard-earned money to big corporations who use their power against us? The more money we give them, the more power they have. We are done. As conservatives, the best and most effective way to vote is with our dollars.
We are also committed to shopping products that are cutting edge and toxin-free for a healthier lifestyle. Next time you need daily essentials for your home and body, or are looking to drastically improve your skincare and healthcare with superior collagen and supplements, go to www.shesorightshow.com and click Shop Our Products. Get instant access to our favorite things that will revolutionize your home, your health, and how you do business in the USA.
Use our shopping link to get $10 off your first order. Go to www.shesorightshow.com. Follow us on Instagram at SheSoRightShow to find all our promo codes and discounts. Woo!
Wow.
We are long-winded. This
I
is
am
our
tired
favorite
of myself already after that commercial.
Jeremy's shaking his head. I think we've made that joke too many times. We got to move on. Wow. What a beautiful day.
Hi, guys. Freedom fighters. You are with myself and my fabulous co-host who's wearing white fur today. She looks so good in fur.
You haven't even seen the bottom half
I
of
just
me.
can't wait for there to be a camera in here, because I always say there's an entertainment value that our listeners are not able to see.
The way that I dress, because that's what I've been hearing, is the way that I dress is hilarious.
I love it.
It's
No, it's not hilarious.
I'm wearing
It's
my
fab.
awesome cowgirl bell-bottom things too.
You know what,
America
you guys,
Fest.
I think I just have to say, I think that my style has rubbed off on Linz. Okay.
Super fabulous.
It's
now.
fabulous.
I'm a little fabulous.
You guys, we have an amazing guest today.
Wait, we got to tell where we met him. Because
okay.
I think that's cool.
Why don't you tell him?
Okay, we met this fine young man with his adorable accent at America Fest here in Arizona. What was that, December 18th-ish, around that week?
No one cares.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, that's where we met him, and it was fun. I'm going to stop talking.
It was at 2:00 p.m. in the afternoon on
There
a windy day.
Drinking a glass of white wine, looking fabulous.
Yeah, so Jonathan Koeppel, you guys, he has really made headlines after speaking out against New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell. Oh, because she was, he made the headlines because Cantrell's discriminatory treatment of Christians versus BLM protesters.
I think you should just read the bio.
Yeah,
don't
I
try
was
to
trying
wing it.
to.
Man,
No, but
he's provided us with
it's so
all that
funny
we
because
need.
I got confused by
she's
myself
like, I
there.
can sum this up.
Not long after, Jonathan made national headlines as the Louisiana teacher opposing CRT and woke curriculum that promotes mental disorders and trans education. Since then, he has been featured on Fox News, Newsmax, Family Research Council, American Family Radio, OANN, Real American's Voice, PragerU, Dennis Prager Show, Turning Point USA social media channels. Jonathan has also been a featured speaker at community events and on college campuses such as Louisiana Tech University. This is amazing. And you know what I'm shocked about is that you've been allowed to speak at college campuses. Welcome, Jonathan.
Hey, y'all. Now we can add She's So Right to that list.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah.
Now you've really made it now.
Yeah. There's a joke, and I just can't think of it.
Canceled some more after this one.
No
sure.
kidding. They're like, you went on the radio with two white nationalist, racist, what are we, anti-feminist Trumpers?
I guess.
That's what we would be called.
So.
Oh, that's right. We're alienating because we're calling ourselves she. We're not being openly.
Instead of fabulous person.
We're oppressing
maybe.
the he's who think they're she's and the she's who
Oh my
want
gosh,
to be
I didn't even consider that our title had pronoun.
Love
in
it. Perfect.
So perfect.
How else can we make it offensive?
We are so right. That's the
and
deal.
we are so she.
I agree.
Welcome, friend.
Welcome, and thanks for the fabulous way to start off with the awesome banter. This is what AmFest was like, making our friends, making the fun connections, the good people.
No, I think we were decked out in red attire.
Right.
It almost looked like gang apparel.
Were you on my team?
I mean,
Oh my gosh.
we were red, right?
Yeah, we were Team Red. Brandie.
Yeah. We were the red.
Yeah,
squad.
Lindsay didn't even know who was on our team because she was probably bossing you guys around. Huh?
I was trying. Did you see me? I didn't
We
have
were trash talking the other people.
Yeah, we were the trash talking team. It was very poor taste. All we did was sit in a huddle and come up with mean things to chant to the other teams. It was pretty bad. I was
came
like,
up
we're
with
kind
mean
of jerks.
tweets in real life.
Okay, so you guys, for our listeners, at America Fest, we were a part of the influencer group that got to be a part of their Olympic Games. So we had like these three-legged races and tug of war and all the stuff. I was on the yellow team, and my team was so chill
Yellow
that
bellies.
our nickname was Mellow Yellow. Like no one was, I mean, we had a few people that were trying to win, and it was kind of like, okay.
Perfect. What our team? So red team was the aggressor, hence the red. It's like we were the bull cape in the arena thing, and we would have called you yellow bellies.
Yeah, you know, we finally got
Right? Are you
going
with me,
after
Jonathan?
like the third
Yeah.
event that we lost. We got a little fired up.
Well, we were
losing
awesome.
does that.
Jonathan, we didn't win hardly anything, which makes it even more funny.
Well, we won a couple.
We won a
one
couple.
Or two things.
There was like 8 to 10. We won 2.
We won like one or two
So
events.
the team that was harassing everyone else and calling them losers and saying like and chanting like what losers they are, we lost.
So you guys acted like Democrats?
It's oh!
Yep. Wow.
She did it.
Wow, that's
she
what
did
it
it.
feels like.
Wow.
That's what it
Burn,
feels like.
I'm so excited to announce my own show. Brandie's.
Wow.
You don't call someone a Democrat, Brandie. That's the ultimate.
What?
How I call my
I
kids
said you were
Democrats.
acting like Democrats. You were yelling losers and you lost.
So you know, I call my kids that when they're acting up.
Oh, my
Quit being a
gosh.
little
Oh,
Democrat.
man.
Scarring them
It's
for
awesome.
life. They're going to need therapy for sure.
Right? They're gonna know. They're gonna know the truth. Mama speaks the truth.
I love it. Jonathan, tell us
back to
what.
you.
Yeah. What? Tell us why, well, you went viral. Saw your video. And you know what? Gosh, you guys, please check out Jonathan Koeppel's viral video where he stood up in front of the school board, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And you just told him
So
what
nice
was up.
now.
You just said truth. And I could watch it over and over again. Will you let us give us a bird's eye view? What happened from your perspective after that?
So I had just been going to work, showing up normal. I was a teacher, public school teacher.
What
Just
grade?
Had, recently, high school. So I had every freshmen and seniors. I had everybody.
Okay.
And I taught foreign language. I was a Spanish teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And, I wasn't like civics or I didn't do politics in class because like we're learning Spanish. But the kids are bringing up all this junk that's happening in school, and I'm looking for some concrete evidence that I can just bring to a school board meeting one day. And I found some, and it was actually for more the middle and elementary schools, but the whole region was using it. And I said, this is disgusting because it's a program you have to pay for. You have subscriptions for each kid. They have accounts and stuff, and they sit there and just watch videos. It's like a YouTube-type program called Brain Pop, but Brain Pop makes all the videos. Like other people, you're not allowed to add videos to it. They make their own videos. And some of those videos have science stuff, maybe photosynthesis, how does a plant turn green, like all of that good stuff. But then they have tons of videos about how to respect the gay and trans movement and the pronoun issue where don't call somebody a he because you don't know what the pronoun is. And then one of the videos that really ticked me off was talking about police are basically out to get black people for being black.
Oh my
that they're going to probably pull the trigger on black people. And when I brought this up at the school board meeting, and all I did was play the video. I just played it because, my words are my words, but if I had the thing that they actually are doing in school that they have, and I show it to them, it's kind of hard to refute that or say, they can't say he's making that up if I have it with me. But we had a black cop at the school board meeting, and it's like, this dude's not trying to shoot black kids. Are you out of your mind? And then we got these videos in the schools, and after that, I was definitely harassed a bit.
What was the school board's reaction? Most of the time, they roll their eyes. You can't see what they're doing behind their stupid masks.
Well,
did they have a reaction?
Mine was passive. Mine was usually passive, where they would just, when people would speak, they'd look down. They're not really engaged.
Yeah.
Every single one of them suckers lifted up their heads, and they all looked at me, some of them dropping their jaws, some of them wide eyes.
Are they watching the video?
Were they shocked by this, or were they shocked by you bringing it up?
I mean, it's both, because the thing that caught everybody off guard was that I said a man can't menstruate. I said a man can't lactate. You can't lactate. They had that video of them two pedophiles where they got the baby trying to suck the man's nipple. You don't have mammary gland. It's not going to happen. You are not getting milk as a man.
I mentioned that in a thing. It makes me irate.
So what you did first, which I think is amazing, is you researched for concrete evidence. I mean, that should be in headlines. Yeah. You researched for concrete evidence of what you were going to go talk about. You didn't just show up with some wild opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because they got kids saying, because they do have teachers that are promoting communism and promoting that in the classroom, but you might not have that on video, you don't have a recording of it, so you could say it all you want so you're blue in the face, but nobody's going to care. That came next, because that was at the next meetings. I brought the parents, and I made parents come give testimony what happened to the kids. But yeah, it's pretty messed up what goes down in the schools.
And you showed the brain pop video to the school board, correct? Was that the first time they had seen it? I mean, these people act like they're on the board, but are they really monitoring anything?
It's a position and a title for most of them, and they just show up, and that's it. That's the extent of it. They're not really involved. They don't do much. It's what the heck are they doing on the board in the first place?
Right.
So that's most of them, and then you have a couple of them that are super involved, that are more on the activist side, and the superintendent. There's certain people who are way more involved than others, but the majority are just there. They're just existing. Yeah. They're on the board. They ran for office just to maybe do it, have a position, have some power. It's a strange dynamic. It really is.
This is good to know. So, listeners, you need to be listening to this. We have teachers here across the U.S. telling you that the people sitting on your board are not looking at the curriculum. They're not looking out for your kids. They're not paying attention. They got elected in, and then they're sitting there and waiting for the next direction to go. This is your call to action. This is your place of authority. When we come back, we're going to talk more with Jonathan Koeppel. You're listening to the She's So Right show with Brandie Barclay and Lindsay Graham.
God, we need you now.
Hey, we're back with the She's So Right show. This is Brandie Barclay, and I'm here with the fabulous Lindsay Graham and our special guest today, Jonathan Koeppel. An ex-high school teacher who started to actually voice truth. Can you believe it?
How dare he?
I can't even stand it. And he even searched for concrete evidence to show the school board what was happening in the classroom. I have a question for you, Jonathan. When these kids were coming to you into your classroom, bringing this into Spanish, telling you what was happening, what were the students relaying to you? What were their feelings?
So I had a couple of different things happen. Let's say I had a project going on. I had kids working. They talk amongst themselves about whatever while they're working and being productive. And, one time I heard a conversation of, it was the black kid and a white kid. And the black kid didn't know how oppressed he was until the teacher from his English class, he was saying, until so-and-so told us in class I didn't know how oppressed I was. The whole
Oh, my gosh.
He goes to stand, and I'm like, man, this guy's got a good, his parents, I actually have met the parents, great parents, wonderful people. And he goes, excellent kid. And then the girl, the white girl, goes, I did not know how oppressive white people were to black people. And I took a deep breath, like, oh my God, I cannot believe what I just heard. And, I didn't get involved in that conversation or highlight it or cause a scene or nothing because it fizzled out and they just went back to doing something else and we moved on in class.
Were they being sarcastic or were they being sincere?
This was legitimate conversation. No, this is, and then, on other occasions, I had a kid come to me after class because they had heard that I did something with Turning Point USA or they saw me from just something else that I've been involved with in the community say, Mr. Koeppel, such and such teacher is really talking about Joe Biden. It's not fair because why are you talking about Joe Biden in class and then Donald Trump as well? Mostly it's like ridicule towards Donald Trump. And then another class had a BLM poster and a defund the police poster, and the kid's dad was a police officer, full-time police officer. And the kid said, I don't like the poster because my dad's a cop. And then the teacher tried to convince the kid that, defunding the police is necessary. And then the principal paraded the kid in the hallway. And so, that actual kid's parents showed up at a school board meeting and shared that entire testimony.
Good.
At one of the meetings I went to after I had went viral. But that's the kind of stuff that was happening
I love
in class.
I love that these kids, like the story of the black kid saying, I didn't know I was so impressed, and the white girl saying, I didn't know I oppressed you. Neither of them know that apparently this is a huge part of their life, and yet somehow they don't know about it. But what I love is that you said, well, then they moved on to something else. They are resilient. They can be resilient.
Right.
When presented with, your whole life is about being oppressed, and this woman did it to you, and then they went on, and they stayed friends probably, and it's like we could, if we removed these things from the school, we could remove these issues probably completely from America because kids are resilient and they will say, well, I guess maybe you oppressed me, but you know what? I really like you. We're friends. So let's move on. All right, let's move on. But too bad. Tomorrow we're going to go into a classroom and be indoctrinated again.
They don't think anything of it because they look at the teachers as a source of concrete knowledge. If you're a teacher to a child, the teacher is the ultimate source of knowledge. Yep. Right?
Absolutely.
Apart from maybe Google. So these kids believe whatever their teachers say. If the teacher says something, the kids are like, yeah, well, Mr. Brown said this, and because Mr. Brown said it, I believe it.
Yeah.
Kind of like how it used to be when we'd go to the doctor. It used to be that way, too.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, not anymore.
Right?
Not anymore. So it's just sad that you have these teachers taking advantage of their jobs, they're actually civil servant positions because it's all in the public school. It's funded by tax dollars, and they've turned into tyrants running indoctrination camps. You see the videos on TikTok from all around the country. Liberal teachers talking about how liberal they are and their purple hair, don't care.
Yep.
Rainbow flags. Yep. 10 genders. Don't call me Mr. or Mrs. Call me a B or a Z or whatever the hell they're talking about. So these are the people that are in the system, and they get away with it, and the kids just absorb it, and they absorb it, and they believe it because they think the teacher, because culturally we looked at teachers as a reliable source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought growing up.
That's what I thought too. Yep, absolutely. And you've got one teacher, Jonathan Koeppel, who says, listen, this isn't right. I'm going to stand up. And what do? They fire him. They fired you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
so
it took a whole school year. They let me work there, and they just, every time I went to a school board meeting, called, why'd you talk about this at the school board, blah, 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 and, come talk to us first. I'm like, dude, this has nothing to do with you as a person. I'm trying to better the system here.
On what grounds did they fire you?
Oh,
First,
juicy.
I have a lawsuit. It's a 39-page lawsuit.
Good.
In federal court because there's First Amendment violations, there's medical discrimination. They gave me a medical exemption to not wear a mask at school. They gave it to me. I had the doctor involved. I had it.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, they kicked me off of campus this past August of 2021. First day back at school, they kicked me off of campus, telling me to go home as soon as I walk into a teacher breakfast, because I wasn't wearing a mask in a cafeteria with about, I don't know, somewhere between 150, 200 teachers maybe, faculty. Everybody's without a mask, eating biscuits and grits and eggs. and I'm in there also without a mask, and I'm told to leave because I'm not going to wear a mask. I just told I had hearings. I'm like, how do I have a hearing at such and such day and time? Like, how did you already schedule this before I even showed up for work for the first day of the new school year? So they kind of had planned. It was premeditated what they did on the first day of work because they already had a hearing and everything was planned out. So first it was because I didn't wear a mask. Then they forgot I had a medical exemption, so they tried to change it from the mask to, oh, you're unprofessional. We found this tweet where you said you're only able to work with competent people. Are you calling us incompetent? I'm like, idiots. Like, I worked for you. I thought you were competent. They brought up all kinds of tweets, Facebook posts, Instagram. They put up a video of me shooting my AR over the summer.
Oh, they were collecting.
They said, "Are you violent? Are you a threat?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, this is America. I have tons of guns. How am I a threat?" And they said, "Oh, well, did you post this before or after we kicked you off of campus?" I'm like, dude, look at the date. This was over the summer. Are you guys blind? So they pulled all kinds of just discriminatory stuff on me. 400 parents show up to a school board meeting. I'm there. We're all in the parking lot, locked out. I spoke. They let us speak one at a time. It's just hours and hours. We just kept going at it because it was mostly about the mask issue. But the very next day, they said I'm banned from all school board property. And this is after they already kicked me off, and they told me to go home, and I'm having these hearings, and now I'm banned from all school board property and not allowed to come anywhere on any premise, anywhere in my whole parish, which is like a county. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? So I have my final hearing, and I'm told that I can't go vote if we have an election because I'm banned from my polling place because it's a school. That's my local polling place. It's a little school in my area. And they can't tell me I can't vote. So all this just BS nonsense. And at the end of it, they said, that's a violation of school board policy. That's why you're fired.
Oh my gosh, Jonathan, when we get back, I want to ask you more about, did you have any other teachers stand with you, support you, and hear some more of your story? You guys are listening to the She's So Right show. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the She's So Right show with Brandie Barclay, Lindsey Graham, and today's special guest, Jonathan Koeppel. He is a viral high school teacher known for standing up to the school boards against BLM, transgender education,
pronouns, masking,
defunding the police, everything conservative, everything anti-conservative.
Racism.
And for that reason, he was fired and canceled, and now he has a pending federal lawsuit against, is it the state? Tell us about that.
It's the whole school board and the superintendent specifically.
Good.
There's a bunch of people. The principal's named, administration's named. We'll see what happens, but that's school board and the superintendent.
Jonathan, did anyone during this time stand up with you? Any other teachers, faculty, parents? What did that look like?
So I want to say yes, but nobody did anything publicly. Because they were also scared that if they said anything or did anything, that they too would be fired.
Wow.
So I had a handful of people come up to me and kind of in private or on the side, shake my hand or give me a hug or pat me on the back. Hey, I'm with you. I believe in what you're doing. I admire what you, but they can't because.
They can.
They can. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they can. They just won't.
They were too scared of
They
risking.
won't because. Yeah, they just weren't. So it was more parents, a lot of parents, community members, business leaders, and stuff like that. We rallied together and we had a big event where we just kind of trolled the school board and the local parish government. Not long after I was fired, and it was huge. So the community. A lot of the community's with me, but it's just sad because the education community's scared to do anything, like any conservative teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, doesn't it just break your heart to know that this is going on? I mean, now you're out of there.
Speak up and you'll be punished.
Yeah. I mean, this is what constantly, over and over, every show somehow we end up on this topic of they bully They're bullies, and they're using fear tactics to get all of us to shut up and shut down. And you're like standing on your own because everyone's afraid of losing their job. It's so crazy.
They can't even stand up for something themselves. They can't even stand up for someone else that was willing to stand up. That's how scared they are.
And they've been, and they're such in bad situations financially because of whether it's student loans, just bad financial decisions, credit cards, whatever. If they lose their job, they're done. Like the house is getting taken away, the car is gone. So we have a big issue because the government and then like the money sent people's just personal finances, it makes it really difficult to stand up because we've lost the entrepreneurship. People have just lost that desire to be self-sufficient, and they just rely so much on their jobs and in the public sector. The government jobs, on healthcare. Everybody's just reliant on Big Brother, on somebody else.
Yeah,
and it's really sad because it's what we're seeing is what happens when you have to rely on them.
Mm-hmm. Big government has too much control, and therefore they can silence us. They can shut us up. They can threaten and bully us. Yeah. And you have so much to lose because it's like all your eggs are in one basket, the government basket.
Yeah.
Why did you? Why did you feel like you had the freedom to do it? What was? I'm sure you thought about this strategically a little bit. Like, if I lose my job, what am I going to do?
So I didn't really think they were going to fire me after I went viral because I was still able to work. And I was like, okay, I guess maybe they hate me, but I can still work here. So that's great. They respect my freedom of speech. I didn't actually think I was going to get fired.
Wow.
It was like a lingering thought.
Well, and you shouldn't.
I knew it was a possibility. I thought it was a possibility, but I didn't think they were going to do it because I was going to, if it happened, I was going to turn around and sue them because it's illegal.
Well, and what a weird concept, too. Like, you spoke about something that is truth. You spoke about facts. You brought the facts to the board meeting. You exposed the facts. There's no fireable offense there.
No, and none of this should be taught in public school. Not a single ounce of it should be taught in public school.
The roles were reversed, and some teacher was teaching about Jesus.
Oh, girl.
And someone said, I've got a video here where she's teaching about Jesus, and they'd fire the teacher,
Heck yeah.
So it's like...
Well, this transgender, queer, gay movement, that's the new religion in schools.
Mm-hmm.
They work so hard to get rid of Christianity and prayer and all that, but then they replaced it with the rainbow flag.
Sexuality.
And everything that comes with it. Yep.
Sexuality is a religion.
It's all perversion, but that's they got rid of prayer and replaced it with pronouns.
Yeah, I had one of those moments last year where I said, if your crotch determines your entire worldview, that might be the problem. I mean, this is what's happening, where a sexual preference is skewing entire worldview.
It's determining every decision you make in your life from day to
day
and from then on.
Adults should not talk about sexual anything with children.
You're right.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's just, hit the nail on the head right there.
Yeah. Why are adults teaching kids about sexuality? That's...
And why are teachers coming now into the classroom and all over Instagram saying, I'm teaching them that I'm bisexual? That's none of their business either. Let's talk about this more when we come back. Take a breath. Whew, you're listening to She's So Right.
I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
Hey, you guys are listening to the She's So Right show with Brandie Barclay and Lindsay Graham and our special guest, Jonathan Koeppel, who was fired for telling the truth in school as a teacher. All of the terrible things that are happening there, the deconstruction of everything right, everything true, everything traditional, every 10 commandment. That is what's happening, and he stood alone and is suing them. Thank you. And Jonathan, I just want to ask you, where are you now? Like, how do you feel? You kind of, as this freedom fighter, what's your stance? What are you looking to be? What are you doing? What's your new job? What's up?
Yeah. Well, I went into construction because nobody would hire me. So I started building fences deck, and I bought a truck, compressor, nail guns. I've just been doing that since October. That's like the new jobs. That's not real like glamorous. But what I'm trying to do is really go after the root cause of all this nonsense. And it's hard to take out a tree unless you get to the root of it. So, like, why are all these kids being deceived so easily by these perverted adults, right? If I was in school, the way my parents raised me, and some grown man or grown woman asked me about, like, sex, and I'm 10 years old, I would have probably called the police.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have been like, this guy talked about, sex and this and that, and I would have called my parents have been at the school claiming this person's a pedophile. That's how it used to be. If a grown person came up to you as a child, I would have been calling the police.
Well, and now it's par for the course. I mean, now it's, now Disney Channel has drag queens every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what happened, I mean, if you think about it, families used to raise kids. Now the government's raising your kids.
Mm-hmm. And the
so
parents,
there's no family.
And the parents are distracted by the hustle and bustle of everyday life. They're not paying enough
Right.
attention.
Well, and they're trying to pay for Biden gas.
Yeah.
So everyone has to be at work longer.
All of it.
And it's happening right under their noses, and some parents don't even realize it. But you're right. This is such a weird topic that I feel like no one's really discussing or diving into. The idea that at the root of all of this, why are adults talking to children that are not their own about sex? And it's because we let it happen by telling the schools in the first place that sex ed is a course that they're allowed to teach. And it went from, all right, well, what are you teaching them? Well, teaching them basic, the peanut. Okay, well,
that used to be a 30-minute video in 6th grade when girls were starting their period.
And it was about girls starting periods.
That's what it was about. It was like, okay, boys leave the room, 30 minutes, we're going to tell the girls what's up, and it's over.
Yeah.
And now, drag shows in kindergartens and all. But when when you're talking about the perversion of it all, and it's like we're acting like it's no big deal. To me, it's the slow boil. It's been happening. Yeah.
It's been happening forever. I mean, we lost marriage. Marriage used to be between a man and a woman, which the actual marriage is between a man and a woman. Anything else, call it whatever the heck you want, but that's not marriage. That's not how it was intended to be.
Mm-hmm.
So people have been distorting reality and facts with perversion, and it just keeps getting worse and worse, and it never there's no end to it.
Well, there's no end to it because there's no line drawn anymore. There's no line, right? I've been saying this for a few years. The minute we decided marriage could be different than what it has established to be, we decided that the rules could be changed.
And where was it established? It was established in the Bible.
So now you've got people who are trying to say that pedophilia is a sexual preference. When
is it really that bad if you're 30 and you love a 7-year-old? You guys, isn't love?
Yeah,
doesn't love win?
On this slippery slope, though, at some point, someone's going to say, well, I love my sister, and we have a right to love who we want, and you have to accept us. How is that?
I love my pet. I'm going to marry my pet.
I love my dog, and you can't tell me I don't.
It's so disgusting. The worst part of it all is in my state of Louisiana, a police officer was recently arrested for having inappropriate conversations with a teenager. But teachers
can
get away with it
every day.
In the education system, it's okay. But what's really interesting is outside of education, people still get arrested, they catch charges, and they're a sex offender for the rest of their life. Now, why doesn't that happen to teachers and people in the education community? There's something going on in the education system that protects those type of people.
Not you. Not your kind of teacher. Yeah, not you. Not the ones who actually advocate for kids.
I'm so glad that you're so passionate about this, and because they're taking advantage of their authority. That's what's happening. They've been given a position of authority. They're taking full advantage of it in a private classroom. That's why right now there's this debate about cameras being in classrooms. I would love to hear your take on that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, go for it. I was almost assaulted multiple times at the first school I worked at. I wish they would have had that on video. So there's two things that are going to happen. It's going to protect teachers from when kids try to lie on teachers, but then it's also going to protect kids from when teachers lie on kids, because it goes both ways.
Yep.
When you discover what happens in schools, it's almost like a prison system, and it's really sad. I mean, kids get in fights every day. The kids, they have sex at school, they smoke stuff at school, drugs, you name it, it happens at a school, which really should be, it's shocking because our tax dollars are funding that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it at every school? Maybe.
Probably.
I got to see the full spectrum. I worked at a school that was, I think, 80% on free and reduced lunch. So that's very low income kids, probably don't have families at home. And then the next school I worked at is like every single kid had a mom and dad. So I've seen both sides of this, and I think we need cameras. I think it's going to keep kids accountable. It keeps teachers accountable, and it's, why not? Y'all made the police wear cameras. We used to have to show cops, and that was good enough.
Exactly.
But,
you know
now
what?
Everybody's got a body cam.
Well, you know what? That's my argument with it. If you're not doing anything wrong, you don't have anything to worry about. It's like a police officer wearing a body cam. It's for the sake of if something goes wrong, and it protects the person who's doing right.
If Brandie calls me,
for everybody.
Jonathan, if Brandie calls me or tells me I'm acting like a Democrat again, will you come be my new show host? Because you guys sound alike. You're making all the same points.
Hey,
that was awkward.
No,
we all
we're
just
all
went,
screaming
and then got silent. Yeah, cameras in schools. A lot of people have the debate that it's going to make the good teachers leave. And I'm like, no, it's not going to make the good teachers.
Why?
The teachers, because they don't want to be under surveillance. I'm like, that's a terrible argument.
Well, it's going to expose the lazy teachers. There's a lot of teachers that don't do jack squat. They sit in the desk, they pass out a worksheet. Maybe they don't teach. They say, I'm having a mental health day. Like, what the hell is that? A mental, I get it. Like, maybe life's hard sometimes, but you still got to go to work.
I know.
I need a mental health day almost every day.
Single day. And yet we get out of bed and we work,
and we still show up.
Gosh.
But that's
the
work
American
ethic.
way.
That's something that people people used to have that.
Yep.
It's gone.
Yep.
But Jonathan, don't you
Everybody's
think
depressed.
but don't you think that what we have done for so long, I saw it when my girls were in school, they're grown adults now, but the coddling of teachers, like the continual, we got to make sure the teacher's okay. We got to buy the teacher a gift. We got to relieve the teacher. And I'm thinking, did they get thrown in there against their will? I'm so confused.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you do that for the Walmart worker, or do you do that for the custodian? Like, who else do you do that for?
Right.
Teachers work, and look, I like teaching because I had to work, I think it was 8 or 9 months of a contract, and you have the 3 months for summer, and then all the holidays. Oh, you have so much off time. I said, while I'm here, I'm going to put in the work, but on my off time, I'm going to do what I want. You have so much free time. You have way more off time than anybody else making the same amount of money. And they cry, they whine, they complain.
Do you ever miss it?
They're coddled a little bit. I mean, I'm over here building fences, like getting blisters and junk. So, it can be fun at times, but I don't know. I miss the routine.
Jonathan, there's going to be a need here pretty soon for private home little group teachers. People are going to
for the unvaccinated.
Dude, they're going to they're done. They're pulling their kids out, but some parents can't homeschool, and I understand that. So you've got these little pods that are forming in neighborhoods where moms are taking turns running the school day, and then each one does 1 day a week, and then they get the rest of the week off. But all the kids are getting homeschooled, but still having that social aspect. They may need you to teach them Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
No, I know.
But
I don't know.
You do know. I know, too. I mean,
she knows everything.
I'm certain. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm certain. She's so
She is always so right. She's got it.
Right. I think I'm so right. But I'm serious. If we're headed that way, you may not be out of a job long, my friend. We might start our own little communes here pretty soon.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I think
we're already
Spanish.
Yeah, we're already cut off from society as the outsiders.
What? We're going to need a Spanish. We're going to need a Spanish teacher in our concentration camp.
Oh my gosh! Don't even say it.
Will you teach me Espanol, por favor, señor?
Yeah, it'll be the least of our worries.
I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go to the border and come across as a different person, so I can escape all that. So.
And you get all the free handouts.
You know what? That's a great idea.
All the free handouts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it comes down to it, I don't know. I might have to try it. Seems pretty easy.
Okay, honestly, why couldn't you do that? I know this is a whole different subject, but why couldn't I? Go to Mexico, come back,
American citizen.
Go tanning a few times.
No,
they don't know that
unless
they got my fingerprints right. What if
totally
I walk over and I'm like, I don't know.
Why not? You can go get a fake passport.
Brandy's laughing. I'm serious. Thank you. You could.
Yeah, you can do it. Anybody can do it. Anybody who
collect that $450,000 from Biden. Yeah,
right.
Be sitting pretty.
Go to the cartel. offer them some money, get the fake papers, come over here as a new identity from.
Sounds
You could say you're
dangerous,
from
but yeah.
freaking Romania.
Yeah, I could.
You know.
Brandy's thinking
And
about
just-
doing it. I'm watching her spend the money in her head. She's like, first I'll get those leopard print pants at Nordstrom's.
I'm
that I
pretty
wanted.
sure it's a crime and you go to jail forever. But
I mean, not if you
anybody
don't
could
say
do it.
a word.
Well, I'm actually Mexican, so I'm really thinking about this. Really thinking about this. I'm just kidding. So
My tattoos are
when I say that, I mean, you get so fired up, and I love your passion, and I first want to just commend you for taking a manly skill, walking away, and going to build fences, houses, whatever you're doing. I respect you. No, I respect you, and
Thanks.
the world is lacking strong men, and we say it a lot. And if there aren't enough strong men, the weak men are in charge. And this is, I think, one of, if not the biggest epidemic right now, is just a lack of strong, righteous leadership that, again, kind of speaks for truth, walks the walk, will walk away from what isn't right. Because I feel like this is a time where we have to start doing what's right, not what's easy. And I'm saying it constantly because, I might lose my job. I can't go to the concert. I can't And I'm thinking, there is so much on the line. We have to look at the big picture.
Jonathan, in 30 seconds or less, what's your message to America?
it's still America, greatest country on the planet. And if you lose your job, we're still in the land of opportunity.
That's
You
right.
can go build a fence just like me.
That's
It's
right.
whatever the hell you want.
You
So, just grow up.
Any
That's what
regrets?
needs to happen.
Any regrets, or would you do it all over again?
No regrets.
Good.
With an ATZ. So there we go.
Is that Spanish? No regretos? Awesome. Well,
Oh,
thank
my
you
God.
so much for being our guest. Thank you so much for being a strong American and a strong man and for standing up for what's right, not what's easy. Thank you for suing the school that is
You're welcome.
Thank you for
mistreating
being a
teachers.
whistleblower and shedding light on what's
Yeah.
happening. My gosh, thank you.
Thanks for being Team Red. That's me.
Appreciate it, y'all.
Yeah. And where can people find you if they want to connect with you, support you, et cetera, et cetera?
Instagram, Twitter, at Jonathan Koeppel. So just
That's-
look me up. Louisiana teacher on Google. I'll pop up.
All right. Koeppel, Koeppel, you guys. It'll be on the episode description. We'll link everything up for you. Thanks for listening to the She's So Right show. Brandie Barclay, Lindsey Graham.
God bless you all.
God bless America.
It's Dylan's KC Barbecue at 4 Valley locations. Our sports bar in Arrowhead is packed with TVs for the ultimate sports fan. Our Wildlife World Zoo location will have you on the edge of your seat, dining right next to our 60,000-gallon shark tank. Dylan's Bayou at Pleasant Harbor has never-ending sunsets, beautiful people, and live music every weekend. And our newest location, Western Trails Ranch, is 12 acres of rodeo fun and live outdoor concerts for the entire family. It's Dylan's KC Barbecue, where we're elite, unique, and memorable.